Hello everyone, and welcome to my first ever speeddraw. I'm Dear Darling Honeyboy, and today I will be drawing the so-called Guys Night outfits. If you by some miracle clicked on this video and don't know the context of that, I feel like it warrants an explanation. This is from a D&D campaign called Once Upon a Witchlight, played by the lovely people over at Legends of Evantris. During a session with a guest player, they rolled for random outfits, which resulted in 4 very iconic drag outfits. I promised to draw these, and I'm a man of my word. For better or for worse. I'll be starting with our favorite lizard man warlock, Kremy Lecroux. Roll the tapes.
Right. Why is the dungeon master laughing?
You find a costume, and it's a costume of a woman who's been recently murdered.
Perfect!
Oh, this is getting darker by the second.
Oh, can we walk around in there? No, I need some spirit gum to apply this next level.
It does come with a silicone breastplate. They are large.
And there's blood all down the front of my silicone bosom.
It's a masterpiece.
It's like a Jessica Rabbit. It's like total sequins.
Love that.
Sparkling.
Oh, like all the way down to like your calf.
There's like a big slit up the side from my leg.
So, straight off the bat, we can just conclude that I will be making very good friends with TOS. Please have mercy. I started to sketch, trying to get the confidence kind of Kremy and like the Jessica Rabbit vibes. So I just, tried out some stuff, trying to get some nice shapes in there too. We got a great visual, description, things to go off of, but, drawing a lizard man as Jessica Rabbit as a murdered woman with huge tits, presents some challenges maybe. I also can see I always have the faces at an angle, since drawing a alligator head on, it can look a little silly. So I'm trying to get the face shape in. I haven't really tried to draw alligators before. I don't think I've really had a reason to either. Yeah, I tried to get in some good shape language, because when I looked up reference for Kremy, I know you shouldn't compare your art to others' art, but god damn, y'all draw him well. I don't know if you can tell, or if it's a bit jumpy. I jumped a lot there. But these are heavily edited, because I have some bad drawing habits. I found out just while doing speed draws. So you can see me trying to fix those habits in real time. This is actually not the first speed draw I did, it's the 3rd one. But I choose to show them a bit out of order, just because, for a myriad of reasons. But so yeah, this is the 3rd, and it's watchable. It's watchable, and it wasn't as long as the others were, but I really had to cut it down for the biggest reason that I futz a lot. I redraw things and redraw things and redraw things, even if it isn't necessary. You can see I had a sketch, and he was pretty thin. And although, Greco does describe him as a
Tall, thin number.
I didn't really know how thin I should make him, so I just widened him up a bit. Same with the face. But as well as redrawing things, I can't commit to a line when I'm working with line art. So you'll see me redrawing lines quite a bit as I've kept in, but I went in and cut away a lot of when I just redraw lines, because it's not pleasant to look at, really. What I'm saying is, I'm not doing you a disservice by editing these, because you would just be looking at footage that looks like, you know, this. So, it's... I don't feel too bad about it. Again, trying to really get, like, the feeling of the face. I feel like Kremy is a very, his expression, I feel like, is very important. As you can see, I will be futzing a lot with it. Also, with, like, drawing the face, I noticed that a lot of people draw him crocodile-ish, which I understand because it looks a lot cooler. But, like, if you haven't looked at alligators in a while, or, like, a specific type of alligator, I'll put them up on screen, but they are so cute and derpy looking, it's very funny. And as I said, I draw very slow. So I announced the channel, and that I would be doing this in particular in New Year's Day. And well, I'm dating myself, but it's February. It's the middle of February, and as of recording, I still haven't drawn the fourth one. So, says a lot. It's not for a lack of working either. I've been working on these every day, more or less, since I announced it. Because I thought it was like, oh yeah, no, it's gonna take me like, what, a week per drawing? No. I think this one, the Kremy one, maybe took me a week. Yeah, I think so. So there's just a lot of tit rendering. I feel like it will be a trend in these. You can see me here. I'm futzing with the hand a lot. It's like, I need to get that 3D shape. No one cares, really. I'm a bit obsessed with having, like, very clean lines in a way that it's just, you know, excessive. If you're an artist, I highly recommend just downloading OBS. If you draw digitally, download OBS, it's free, and screen record when you draw. You can also, like, I use DaVinci Resolve to edit videos, that's also free. So you can download that and just speed it up, and you will notice your bad drawing habits. And this speed draw, it can be like a bit of an eye roll for me, but the next one, it's that I'll show you, the Gideon one, spoilers. It was so bad. It's so bad. But yeah, you'll see. I should not be allowed the lasso tool, because I just move stuff unnecessarily for some reason. You can see, I managed to work on, after like the first speed draw, I managed to work on not like working zoomed in, because you're doing things that people won't ever see. People don't look that close. But here, I'm going in and drawing every little scale, and every overlapping line. Yeah, I re-inked the entire face, and did the flats off screen, because I don't really feel like the flats necessarily was way too interesting to look at, and as I said, I needed to save time. But one thing I went in with the face and did was I took my first sketch of the eye and I like tried to really color over it thick or like get the shape accurate because I felt like it was the most Kremy eye. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, but I settled on like the blue and yellow lighting. I feel like it served me pretty well with choosing the colors. It was kind of like I would like to have like used the Jessica Rabbit colors. I looked at them, but the red really didn't work when it came to shading. It took a bit of time to figure out what color I should use, just because I think I saw like a art hack in the beginning of like drawing digitally. That's like use purple, so I've just shaded with purple. It didn't look too good on the green, and then I tried a blue, and you can see it looks a bit muddy on the the silicone bust, but it was, you know, it turned out fine, but it didn't look good on the red. So I kind of stuck to his like purple green color scheme, and I think that turned out nice. You can also see that a lot of the footage that I'm actually leaving in is just the rendering, because I feel like that's it can be pretty satisfying to look at, and also it's, you know, not me redrawing lines frantically. The brush I'm using is called Basic Blend 30-30-40, and I really enjoy it because you can get like the hard shadows and still like move things around and get them smooth. I will go over it with a even smoother brush. I don't think maybe it wasn't. It probably isn't really necessary. It just gives a different look, and maybe it scratches my perfectionist brain a bit better. Yeah, I'm just in there rendering. It's just an embarrassing amount of tit rendering that I'm actually cutting out. Because you gotta, right? You gotta. If they specify it, you know. I also, when I do colors, I mostly color pick, because it's not my strong suit. But I tweaked it a bit, made it a bit darker. Just and that's another reason why I don't keep like me doing the flats in. It's just because like I take the color and then I change the hue a little bit, and then I use the fill tool, and then I just do that a lot to try to get like a color that I vibe with more. It's unnecessary. So it's a lot of unnecessary things. But you know, you're an artist. You need to if you get your artistic vision, you really had to get it there, you know? But you can see I'm leaving a bit of like a line on the dark side for or like at the end of the shadows on the arm and so on, just because I added in a bit of rim lighting. You saw that earlier, because like, who doesn't love a bit of rim lighting? I also kind of learned that from the previous two I did, that it makes them pop a bit with how I decided to do backgrounds and so on. I kind of chose a format and just stuck to it after the first one. I also decided to do the shadows and the lighting too. I took away the flats just so I could get like focus more on getting the actual values, getting the shape in there, without getting confused by the colors, so to speak. I chose to not do the scales on his face. I'll put up the official art so you can see what I mean. The official art is made by the lovely Salt Matey. It's just awesome art. I'll have our website in the description. Here I'm just going in with, like, I found a sparkle brush just used it to get a sequin effect. And I go in with like a bit of a lighter purple on the gloves to make it look latex-y, I think. I'm unsure if that's what Jessica Rabbit has, but you know, did it anyway. I chose to use a scale brush too for the scales because it was just easier. I skipped the scales on the face because it didn't really serve my purpose. It made the face look a bit more static. I feel like I couldn't get it to work, so I just, you know, I didn't. I chose to be a bit lazy with the scales, but I feel like if the texture's there, yeah, it's fine. I also rendered the blood like off screen. I didn't record it. Since I'm new to this, I don't know how hard TOS will judge me and for what. I feel like I'm treading risky territory regardless. For the background, I chose to do this whatchamacallit, the yellow circle, because I wanted to have like a stage lighting spotlight kind of thing. I felt like it was fitting. I also didn't really know what color I wanted it in, but then I tried to just put the same color I used for the color dodge lighting layer, the yellow one. It worked, so that's great. So I just have a font that's called Wet Dream font, ironically enough. Just write Stiletta. It's the drag name he chose. There's the blood again. Just very risky moving just all the layers, the entire thing. But you know, graphic design is my burden, so I just had to do it for some reason. For the name effect, I just took the name layer and copied it, slapped some Gaussian blur on that bad boy, took a color that I thought was good, and made it high enough opacity until it looked good. So that was the Kremy one. That means we're moving on to the next, which is Gideon Coal. Roll the tapes.
This outfit, Gideon, isn't going to fit you very well. It's similar to the Cake Shed outfit where it's just a little bit too small, but it is clearly a go-go dancer's outfit that is designed to look like a very flamboyant peacock.
Oh, well.
Guys, I'm an egg.
Look at this. I think this is gonna fit perfectly. I'm almost in it. Can't wait to flaunt these feathers, you know what I mean?
Okay, we got Bodacious Tea, we got Taxidermy, we got Stiletta, okay.
Fifi Nix.
Fifi Nix.
Fifi Nix, you know, if I flame up, I'm gonna set these wings ablaze.
Oh, like fire.
Yeah,
Oh,
look out, it's getting a little hot in here.
Flamio. Oh, Flamio.
Yes. Oh, it's ironic. It's ironic.
So this was the second speedrun I made. You can see instead of like starting with posing, I just started to whip up some thumbnails. Usually this is what I do rather than posing, just to get a good like composition. And I know I wanted to like see how I could get the peacock tail in there. I did not really know how to do like the very flamboyant peacock, so I kind of just disregarded it. So I choose to go with this like up angle. I really wanted that perspective, and like immediately with the sketching, I'm like I just I forgot to include it kind of, and then I fought to get it back. I feel like this is the outfit I see depicted the least, and I understood why pretty much when I tried to start drawing it. That's because like go-go dancers can pretty much look like anything, modern-wise. There is like the classic look with boots and mini skirts, and I chose to not do that for mainly 2 reasons, and that's, first of all, I didn't really feel like trying to get a pose where I could get a leg up in there, and second, when you draw a very large man in a miniskirt, there's a lot of things you have to contend with. I did not want to contend with those things, so I didn't. I felt like this post kind of were screaming for like a stupid, like surprised himbo facial expression, but I couldn't do that to my man. I had to get the confidence, it's not weird if you're good at it energy. See, I also tried to I started out drawing him with a tank top, and I ended up with a tube top. I just felt like it was, it's funnier. I think maybe it was easier too. When he Mace mimed putting it on, it could have been a tube top. You can also see I futz a lot with the arm because I didn't want to deal with the manacles. And they're on there. The manacles stay on during sex. Maybe. So I couldn't really exclude them. I was like, okay, so I'm gonna hide them. Here you can see that I actually do have them in. That does change. So I also gave him like this little hairband with the peacocks have a little crown of feathers on their head. So I made it a little hairband, and I was just very endeared by it when I made it. Also, while drawing the face, I was futzing with it so much at some stage that I just completely fucked it up. And again, trying to just put it together. But if you broke something, it's pretty hard to put it back together in a as good of a state as it was. So that happens a lot. I had just a time drawing this man's face. I don't know why. I feel like maybe it was because the more spicy nature of the drawing kind of like. I felt it necessary to make a face that looked ass good, or like I didn't disregard it just because I were busy drawing tits and shit. So if the eyes were like, oh, I feel like the eyes are a bit empty, or like I didn't feel like the expression was right, I would tweak it. And I have this expression where the punishment for futzing is
Death.
I didn't want to feel like I disregarded the face for the tits. I didn't want it to feel sheep. But again, it's a weird mindset to have. Maybe it's the thing where the weird ideas you get as an artist with your drawings. Because like, truth is, no one cares about your fucking drawing, especially like those small things. Or like at least very few, and it doesn't matter, but it's important to you, that's something you have to work with. I have to work with particular. The sketch process, I think, was the most like time-consuming thing, which you wouldn't expect, but again, because of the futzing, it was just a lot of unnecessary back and forth. And basically what I did is I tried to edit the speedrun itself a bit as I was going, and which meant that I got to look back and see that, oh no, this previous version was better, and then I went back and redid things, like traced over the old sketches instead of just, it could have stuck to the earlier version, maybe. just like with the Kremy's expression, I feel like Gideon is a lot. He's like the fiery, the confidence. Just had a very hard time getting that for some reason. Also, like trying to figure out the proportions on this man, and just looking at the reference, like he's so large. What? Also, I didn't really realize how big of a beard he had either. Just things you notice, you know what I mean? Yeah, we're going into inks. I think once again you'll see some like particular tweaking. I have cut out a lot. Again, just the embarrassment of how perfectionist I get about the tit shape. Like, you gotta get those physics in there. Yeah, draw the feathers here. Why am I so close up? You tell me. But yeah. I also didn't actually reflect on the fact that it was feathers, so I thought it was like some other 3D shape, like flowery shape. I don't know where my dumbass got that from. You can see I'm this is you're really getting a Cliff Note version of a speed draw, just because I do so much stupid shit. So I just made a lot of, I don't know, coins, shiny bits, I don't know, on the dress. And here you can see I go in and draw the tassels. I was like, I'm gonna be effective. I'm not gonna take such a long time. I'm not gonna draw every single individual tassel. But then I spent this amount of time on, you know, drawing the tassels. But I kind of found it fun. Just like, I don't know, it's nice. But it did take longer time than I might have wanted to. I think maybe that's the tagline of this. Took a bit longer time than I wanted it to. Okay, so what happened? Well, as the process might have shown you so far, is that I struggled more than that Tube Top struggles containing this man. But I was like, something looks wrong. I don't really like how it looks. And then I canvas flipped. I was like, this sucks ass. This is so bad. And then I tweaked it and tweaked it and tweaked it until I was kind of happy with it again. Or I was happier with it. And I'm not gonna make you watch me ink the entire thing again. So there you can see I did the flats off screen again, just for the same reason. It's the small tweaking colors and just filling it in that I didn't find way too interesting to watch. But I really liked putting like the little the fiery parts of his hair and beard. It was very fun. I feel like it looks kind of satisfying too. It does so much for it. Very nice design element, gotta say. Once again, I just color picked and then tweaked it to kind of fit the vibe I wanted. Just blotching in the shadows. Trying to figure out like a way that I could get the lighting to complement the perspective. Also, you can see that off screen I made some peacock feathers. Just made one, thankfully. I didn't hand draw all of those. Thank God. I'm just going in, smoothing out the fire details. Kind of muddied out the colors, which was, you know, sad. But what was I supposed to do, you know? Oh, and then I just went in with the blend 30-30-40 again, getting those 3D shapes, man. We want to be able to see the depths in the shoulders and the arms and it's important. And then I also went in with the soft blend later, which was kind of sad. I feel like I had a lack of texture until I remembered I did that off screen too, so I might as well talk about it. Till I did the body hair, I completely forgot chest hair, even if it's pretty clear in the reference image, and I think I looked at the reference image quite a lot. But you'll see it became. I feel like it became a lot more vulgar the second I added it. But what I did was just download some body hair brushes, figured it out. Still shading, huh? Then I just going and try to somehow shade this tube top in detail, and as you see, it's just all in vain. And then yeah, of course, go in and shade every like coin or whatever. Of course, do that. Once again, I just have a surprisingly good time with the tassels. Out of all things, try to figure out like how to do the little crown feathers, whatever you'd call it. But I ended up to make it a bit more feathery looking. I decided to color the line art red, and I really like the effect of that. Let me just going in with the lighting, doing it with a soft blend, having a grand old time. I just realized that I think I recorded some desktop audio when I did this. I was just very surprised. I'm like, what's that noise? God. Went and did some light details on the hair. Again, we started to muddy it out a bit, but it's fine. It's fine. It's the light versus texture kind of thing. I think I take some away later too. Yeah, there really is desktop audio on that. I have to mute it. I didn't see it. Again, going in and being unnecessarily detailed, but we're going. Now, here's the thing. A huge takeaway I had from this was I could have stopped at any point in this process and just decide to be happy, render the thing, and be done. And it would have been as good, if not better. Or I would have probably ended up with a product that I was more happy with than the final product I did get. So, it's just, I didn't realize that I was a perfectionist, ironically enough. So, it was a bit sad. You can see I tried to figure out the background here with him. I felt like it got a bit visually busy, so I colored them one solid color, just try to get it a bit like out of his face so you would get a better contrast. I also was like, why is it so hard to see? And then I was like, oh, I just add rim lighting and then it becomes better. I know I said it a lot, like it took a lot of time, but I feel like I have to stress this. For the Kremy one, I had 11.5 hours of footage, raw footage. And this is excluding like flats, a lot of futzing I did, just that I didn't record because I knew I wasn't going to use it. And for the Gideon one, I had 37 hours of footage. And sped up, that's 40 minutes. That's why I say it a lot. It's just, And with that, we're done. So, thank you for watching all the way to the end. And I hope you enjoyed seeing me draw this married couple in their drag outfits. If you did, feel free to subscribe and stay tuned for the next video where I'll be drawing Greccos and, of course, Torbex drag outfits. I do have a Patreon where you'll be able to get all of these drawings as high-res PNGs for all your perverted wants and needs. There you can also get access to a Patreon-only Discord server and, you know, my eternal gratitude. Leave a comment if you have any ideas or suggestions for what I should draw in future videos. I do have a Twitch where I stream sometimes. Still haven't figured out a schedule yet, but I'll get there. I promise. Thank you to my darling Patreons, Erik Mellestal and Dean Zabin. You know, with all that talk of just being happy with things the first time around and all that stuff, you want to know the most ironic thing? This is not the first time I record this video. Good night, folks. If you did, you can eat my ass for free. Thank you for watching.